Nigeria are top of the group with 3 points. Egypt bottom of the group. Sudan and Guinea-Bissau playing to a scoreless draw. All right, for more, let's welcome back Shaka and Jules, and let's welcome in ESPN international correspondent Ed Dove, who joins us from Cameroon. How about that performance from Nigeria, Ed? Not just the performance, but the result as well.
Yeah, both the result and the performance were fantastic. This was definitely the best performance from a team we've seen so far at the Nations Cup. Nigeria were vibrant, they were aggressive, they used the ball well, as we saw with the stats there. They looked to get it forward and they took shots on goal. They really troubled Egypt, and it was a really strong performance. And after beating the best team in the group, they are very well placed to reach the knockouts now.
And Ed, they've done it without quite a few big pieces and a managerial change. This is a team that came into this tournament with some serious turmoil, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't state enough how much turmoil there has been around the Super Eagles heading into this competition. As you mentioned, they've sacked manager Gernot Rohr on the eve of the tournament. And even though it was a decision that many people agreed with, the timing was certainly questionable. And then all of those absentees, Victor Osimhen of Napoli, he would be the star striker for pretty much any team in this tournament. Then Odion Ighalo, Emmanuel Dennis, the saga with Watford, Paul Onuachu, Abdullahi Shehu, a valuable defender. So many key players are out, particularly from the forward line. So it was great to see Iheanacho step up and be the man to make the difference.
Shaka, what did you make of this game? Was it more good Nigeria or bad Egypt?
No, I think it was more good Nigeria and aggressive. Moses Simon on the left-hand side, every time he got on the ball, he ran at the Egyptian defense. And that caused a lot of issues for Egypt defensively. They were never able to really get set. So every time Nigeria went to them, they had an opportunity or seemed to threaten. For Egypt, El Shenawi in goal for them made 2 incredible saves. Arguably, that's their best player on the day, and the result could have been so much more. Nigeria showed a lot more than I was expecting, given some of their absences.
Jules, what about Egypt? Just hugely disappointing for them, especially Mo Salah, who really just had that one chance and couldn't convert.
Yeah, I thought it was really disappointing from them. And Salah, which we knew before the start of the tournament, I think will find himself a bit too isolated and too much on his own, really. Not that the rest are not talented, but he's just a solid team with hard-working players and a good collective around his genius. But the problem is he can't be at the start of the move and at the end every single time. You're right, he had that chance, missed it, but too often he was left on his own. And against a team like Nigeria especially, and how confident they were, how well they pressed, how well organized they were, and how strong they are defensively, it was always going to be a struggle for him. So unless they improve massively, which I can't see them doing, I think they will struggle to go all the way in this tournament.
Ed, do you agree? Is Egypt just kind of not what we thought they were going to be?
Yeah, I think Jules makes some good points. That the midfield is certainly very workmanlike. Fati and El Neni in there. They're very solid players, but they're not really going to create so much. And when you play Salah through the middle, while he is in the key areas to bring that goal threat, he needs a supply. And if he's not out wide, he's not having the chance to run at defenders in the same way. And they really need a player like Afshar, who they didn't select, or someone maybe like a Ramadan Sobhi, who could actually make the difference, can cause problems in defences. I think they'll go through, but I agree with Jules that they need to improve dramatically if they're going to be contenders.
So this game's so important because the runner-up in Group D has to face then the winner of Group E, and that could well be, although they settled for a scoreless draw today against Sierra Leone, one of the tournament co-favorites and your reigning champions, Algeria, Ivory Coast and Equatorial Guinea. They'll play tomorrow. So this Algeria result against Sierra Leone, Ed, just how much of a surprise was this that Algeria couldn't take the full 3 points?
A massive surprise. It's the first shock of the tournament. Algeria, the reigning champions, they're on this 34-game undefeated streak, whereas Sierra Leone haven't been in the tournament since 1996. They're ranked 108th in the world. And the array of talent, the array of technical talent Algeria have available at their disposal, the likes of Mahrez, Feghouli, Yassin Brahimi, Islam Slimani leading the line, you would have thought they would have found a way through. But this was an inspired defensive display from Sierra Leone. Stephen Colker making his competitive debut for the Lone Stars was outstanding. The goalkeeper, Mohamed Kamara, only 22, playing in the local league. He made a series of outstanding saves. This was the first shock of the tournament, and it's going to take some beating as shocks go, I think.
Jules, what do you think of what we saw from Algeria today? Just a bad day at the office, or are they kind of critically flawed, the defending champions?
No, I just thought they were not clinical enough. And like I said, Kamara in goal, who, by the way, was crying at the end when he got the Man of the Match trophy, and rightly so, because it was such a huge upset, and what an amazing result, maybe one of the best in Sierra Leone history. And I just think they lacked, especially in the last half hour, Algeria was just not clinical enough. We saw Said Benrahma with a really good chance on the Atal cross, then Colker making 2 huge blocks as well, and the great saves by Kamara. I have to say I'm a big Algeria fan, and Jamel Belmadi, the head coach, I was disappointed by the lack of intensity and press. It was really hot, to be fair, and very humid, and Belmadi didn't complain about the weather, but he said, listen, it's the same for everyone, but it is a bit of an issue for us. And I think he was right. At halftime, they all looked like they had played for 3 hours already under the sun. So that may be explained, but I thought the 2 fullbacks, Ben Sebaini and Atal, who are attacking fullbacks really for their clubs, were far too deep. And it's only really when they pushed forward more towards the end that Ben Sebaini had that really good shot and Atal provided a cross for Benrahma chance that really Algeria created the biggest chances that they had. So listen, they didn't lose, and they will still go through. Like Ed said, even some of the best third in the groups will go through, so it's not a problem. But I was a bit disappointed by the start that Algeria had in the tournament.
Historic day then for Sierra Leone, their first African Cup of Nations since the mid-90s. The action continues in Group E with matches tomorrow. It'll be Equatorial Guinea against Ivory Coast, that in Group E, and then all 4 Group F teams in action as well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.